Hi, welcome to Moose's Workshop. Today we are going to wire this MRC stationary accessory decoder for our turnouts. It's very small. And how we're going to wire it for our turnouts, since we have slow motion ones, is exactly like this. It's going to have DCC power on one side and a separate 12 volt power supply, even though you can loop it like it says here to have the DCC run the power supply, but I want it on two separate things. And then you'll wire it this way to your motion switch, and you'll use resistors here, these ones. Unfortunately, they only supply you with 4, and I need 8. So I've got to get 4 more. Okay. On this, it will work for the MRC Prodigy Express, but it says it will not work for the Command 2000 or the regular MRC Prodigy. Because they do not support the CV programming for it. Okay. Luckily, I got a Prodigy Express squared, so it'll work. There are many other ways to wire it. But we're going to skip all that. And then all this on the back is how to program it. So let's get ready and start putting it together. Okay, first and foremost, Velcro. I like to Velcro my stuff on everything. That way it's not always permanently mounted. I always like to stick the hook side to the electronics and have the meshy part on whatever surface it's mounted to. Why? It's just what I do. Never had a problem with it. Okay, take the Velcro, put it on, push it firmly without breaking anything. And once you get to where you're going to mount it, you peel off this and push it on. Okay, we got some solid wire, telephone wire, doorbell wire, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to wire it this way. For power, 12 volt supply. Looking over here, you can see where positive and negative is. It's positive on the outsides and negative on the insides. Red for me is always positive. So let's get that in the hole. That's a little bit too long. Trim that down a bit. Okay. Yeah, forgot to unscrew that. Be sure to check out our other videos on building a railroad. Last year we did the bench work, redoing the room, putting in the roundhouse. Our latest video before this one was laying down the cork. After that was laying the track, putting in switch machines. So plenty of other videos to look at. Also, if you're into robots and backyard railroading, we do that too. Okay, these are nice tight fit in here, so I won't have to crank them down too much. That's power to our 12 volts. This will be power to our DCC system. And these are our 4 outputs to 4 different switch machines. So even being that small, it can do up to 4 still. According to the programming, you can hook 4 more of these up to the same system, which is more than plenty that I'm going to need. Just one little line of code needs changed on your programming track, and that's pretty much it. Shorten that just a bit more. Be sure to visit our website at www.moosesworkshop.com. Feel free to comment, leave a like, and subscribe. Okay, now I'm going to show this one more time. Where is it? There we go. You can see the 2 resistors on either side, and then the wires going to the motor. So what we'll do is we'll grab yet another wire. Shorten them up just here. Make sure you have a good pair of nippers and strippers. Generic ones, just waste your time. Now, according to this, on the front page, let me show you here, you got a output 1, a common ground, and an output 2. Our 1s will be red, our 2s will be white. Actually, before that, let's get these in there. No, that goes in after, sorry. Okay, now we'll put our commons in. Okay, I did this off camera. I got them in there. It takes a little while to get them in there. Once you get them started, take a little pair of pliers and needles, grab the end, and just gently nudge them in there next to the other wire. And then you just tighten them down. They're cheap when you buy them. You get quite a few for a couple bucks, so don't worry about damaging it. If you do nick the wire or the lead, either cut it off right there or throw it away and try another one. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is bend these up and out of the way from each other for 2 reasons. 1, so they don't contact each other or the other wires, and 2, since they get hot, they'll be away from any wooden surfaces or anything that could catch fire. So, now that we got that one wired up, we'll wire the second one up next to it. Okay, I got the second one wired up, as you can see. The resistors are out of each other's way. When you wire the other side, make sure that you do it right, because like some electronics, they're mirrored on the other side. This isn't. All the 1s are on that side. All the 2s are on that side, even up here. So wire accordingly. Now we're going to take this downstairs and mount it and then wire it up to the system. Okay, if you look at that green little box in front of me, that little black thing in the center, you see it moving back and forth. I'll do the switches. It's number 4 switch. I'm done. Go back. Okay, we're going to install the Tortoise switch. Paperwork, as you can see, comes with a template. They easily get destroyed, so for a couple bucks you can get one made out of plastic. Works a lot better. More precise about the size. It lines up the tortoise like this. Shows where the little bolt hole to go and all that. How much area you need around it. Also, for when I use the offsets later, that I'll do in a separate video, you have to line up with these offsets. This is your through hole for where the solenoid wire goes to go back and forth. Line it up with the pivot here. You can either put it this direction or this direction, depending on what room you got. And I'll show you that. Okay, we're deep in the bowels of behind the roundhouse underneath. I don't know if you can see all this wiring, but that's just for the pit lights. So I've got to be careful I don't rip it out with my lovely hair this morning. We've got our frog wire over here. And over here is where we're going to put the tortoise. So grab my beautiful little template. Center it on there. Just check it a couple times. The way I do it is a little different than most people. Most people mark out all 4 of the dots. I just do 2 of them. Because once you get those 2, you're pretty good on everything. Make sure it's lined up exactly in line with the turnout. Make sure you mark those really good. Let me guess, it's not working. Yeah, get some ink in a bit. There we go. Okay. Grab your screws. Make sure they're not long enough to go up into your turnout. That would be bad. You can use a drill. I'm just doing it the slow way and the hard way. Plus I'm cramped down here. After leaning over the roundhouse for hours putting in track nails, I'm just kind of put oh, got a bite on it. Do the next one. There, that one went faster. Okay, take that off for now. Yeah, make sure you line up your little servo doohickey towards the hole. Push that on. Perfect. Don't tighten those down until you get the other two in, otherwise you'll push it over there. That would be bad. You want it exactly in the middle. Don't over tighten them too, you don't want to crack the housing. Or have the screw in it spinning and not tightening. That would be bad too. Now, if I had a huge layout, yeah, I'd be using a drill no matter what. But for the purposes of this video, yay. Now tighten up the original ones. Get them nice and hand tight. Make sure it ain't gonna wiggle around, make sure it's not loose anywhere. That one's loose. There we go. There, it's not moving anywhere now. Okay. Put your little wire connector on. One screw short, but we'll do one of them for now. Take this and put it where you want. On all the other ones, I put it right next to it like this. I think I'm going to put this one over here just to keep it out of the way of all this other wiring, because I still have to put in the ceiling lights and that. So, plus this one don't have a decoder yet. I used it all up on the east side. What we now term as Jesse Junction, or for fans of the show, Uncle Jesse Junction. I'll put a picture right there of the junction. Make sure there's no stress on these. That would be bad. and then I'll put a screw on that side. And that's pretty much for putting it in. Next, you take your wire that you bent and you put it in here through this hole. You look up through here, find the other hole on your turnout, push it up through there, and then put it in there, and then there's a little screw you tighten on there. That's pretty much it. Actually, I see a little spot here that needs to be tightened up still. Just pulling the wood down into it. Probably not enough plywood on the upper side. There we go. Still nice and tight. That's even. And that's it. Nothing to it. Just for the heck of it, so everything looks copacetic, I'm putting the orange side, which is number 3, in the middle. Tighten those down first. There we go. Do the same for the other. This is the common ground. In the instructions, there's many ways to wire this up, depending on what kind of switches you're using, or how you're hooking this up, or what you're actually using it for. But this is what it says to do for Tortoise Slow motion switches. There we go. Alright, now we're going to put these wires in. We will put this one up top. Okay, now we'll bend this carefully. And put it in there with that wire. There we go. Tighten that up. And I'll put the red in. Make sure to get the wire as straight as possible. Got a little bit of a crook in it. Hold on. There, that's straight. There we go. Now I'll bend this one. Very carefully, slowly. Shove it in the hole with the other one, very gently. I'm gonna have to use a pair of pliers. Get up in there close. Not wanting to go in there. Just take your time, no hurry. And if you break the resistor, no worries, they're cheap. I think I got 300. No, I got 100 for like 350, 450. So not a big loss if I lose one or two. I just lose a little time. But now this is working. Let me open that up a little more. That's probably the reason. All the way open. There we go. Now, just that little hair needed to screw open a little bit. Okay, now the next one. White wire first. Those definitely need screwed out some. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. Please like our video if you think it's okay. Send us a comment. Let us know how you're doing, what you're working on. If you got any questions, queries, posers, let me know. Come on, get in there. There we go. Now win. Now the red one. Let me move this one out of the way. That one out of the way. That one out of the way. Not the prettiest looking setup, but this is how I'm doing it. If I wanted it to look a little better, I'd probably do it on a breadboard or something. Okay. Make sure they're not touching any wires or overlapping on themselves because they get warm. See where we're at. I'm going to move a little closer. Sorry for the jiggliness. Okay, now you can see the tortoise motion switch. And that one's there, so that one goes right here. Okay, on the other side, we have white to orange and red to green. I'll do the same over here. The extreme outers are always the power on the tortoise. Later on, we'll connect the frogs up. Just want to make sure these work first. Make sure they're snug. Give them a little tug. Go. See if we can't find the yellow one. There we go. I'm going to take a little more sheathing off of this. There we go. Okay, now we're going to test out the 4 switch machines. These ones on the outer are not ready yet. Here's the motor controllers for them. There's a 2x4 in the way, so we got to get an offset for the Tortoise. They're on their way. But all the ones on the inner main track are working, so let's test those out. This one is designated number 1. Let's see if it works. Hey, there we go. Nice. This one should be number 2. On an MRC, you push accessory to enter. Then the 1 and 2 buttons should change it. There we go. Nice. Now number 3. Accessory 3, enter. There we go. Right there. Nice and quiet. You know why? Because I'm deaf. Okay, accessory 4, enter. Let me know if you can hear it, is what I'm asking. There we go. All 4 are working just fine. Woohoo! So that's it for the MRC stationary accessory decoder. I'm going to get another one later. You can stack these. I think you can stack up to 3 or more together. So that's going to be plenty for what I'm doing right now. And then I might get another decoder for just the yard. It's all on one thing too. That way I can program them to go together or separately. Have 4 of them go at once or not. These outer ones on the outer main track, they'll be tied to these motor controllers once I get the bracket, and that way they'll both switch at the same time with just one accessory thing instead of having to program everything for no reason. I'm just going to hardwire it that way. So that's the installation for a, let's grab it, Circuitron Tortoise Slow Motion Switch Machine, coming to a theater near you.